You guys hear me now? You guys hear me now? Start over. All right. All right. So last week, I think I mentioned that Bitcoin would do a bunch of nothing burger, right? I said we would stay in a range and it would try to test the top of this range. Bitcoin hasn't really done too much. A lot of this dumping, a lot of this SEC action is actually Robinhood liquidating assets and delisting altcoins, right? So a lot of altcoins getting annihilated because of that. We can go through some of them. I mean, we will. I mean, look at total market cap here. So in terms of structure, I think we're holding above this $1 trillion region. It's cutting in and out. Hang on, let me see what's wrong with that. Is it better now? Anyways, okay. But even more will delist. Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see an altcoin purge now, unfortunately, right? So if an asset's kind of on that list and being deemed as a security, then probably F. Right, so total 3 coming back down into the wedge that it broke. And back into this demand zone here, right? So yeah, this is it's looking pretty bare right now, unfortunately. All right. And we're coming down to this major level that we tested here in January, right? I think a lot of the action is going to be actually focused on XRP. I actually rolled some of my ETH to XRP a couple of days ago because I do think that XRP is breaking out of a major pattern versus Ethereum here. All right, and I think once the SEC kind of clears up all the securities issues with XRP, all these other coins, I don't see why. I see why like Robinhood or like some of these retail platforms would delist right away because they are actively, being managed by, because they also sell securities, they also sell stocks, right? But like Coinbase doesn't sell stocks, so I don't expect Coinbase to just delist everything right away. Not until a lot of these coins are put through judicial type of action. Just because the SEC claims that they're securities doesn't necessarily mean that they actually are securities. Sure, they might have an inkling to believe that they are. They might have some. I mean, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying that they need more information from court system and stuff like that to really be deemed as legitimate securities, right? But I do think that the SEC is going to lose their lawsuit against XRP, and this is why. Look at the XRP ETH chart on the weekly here. It just broke out. All right, so this is looking pretty strong. I rolled about 5 ETH into this trade. And, I mean, look at the RSI, man. This is just cup and handling, climbing out here, right? This looks beautiful. So staking, I get it. But you know what they did do? They opened an arm offshore. So they can still run their staking services, but maybe not for the US, maybe not for US citizens. Right? So that's why I don't think they're going to delist. They're going to just say, well, we're now overseas, so it's not in the US's jurisdiction, but we won't sell these securities to US's. We won't sell these assets, quote unquote, to US citizens anymore. That's what they'll do, I think. Something on that order, right? But once we have more clarity about what's what, I think that's what really will catalyze the next run. Until then, it's just going to be a bunch of bleeding. It's going to be a bunch of altcoin capitulations. I don't think ETH and Bitcoin are really going to take that big of hits. I mean, they're not in like super bullish structures right now. They're just kind of consolidating. But yeah, I mean, I just think that we're going to see some consolidation, and Bitcoin might come back down to retest 22K at this point if we do break the structure, right? Like, it hasn't broke this channel just yet. We're still technically making higher lows. We haven't made a higher high just yet, but we're just consolidating, right? So Bitcoin, I think, remains unaffected because everyone knows Bitcoin is a commodity, not a security. And that's what institutions want clarity on. They want clarity on, hey, is Bitcoin a security or is it a commodity? I can look at balancer for you, yeah. And the only other thing that kind of is a bit scary is we had all that selling, but I don't think we really got any. Yeah, we're still neutral. So like we could be we could be setting up for further downside on some of these assets, right? We'll take a look at some of the majors. We'll look at Solana here. We're gonna look at ETH. But ETH is actually starting to break this long-term channel up here. If we really do get a candle close this week to confirm that, it's sitting right. We did get a closure right on the edge of it here. So if we come up and we back test, 1800 as resistance, could be ugly for ETH, right? We could be seeing, maybe a potential short setup here, where we could, strategize a 1920 stop, and yeah, you could be looking at a short all the way down to like $1,400 on ETH, right? Right, you're breaking this long-term channel up here. That is not a good thing to see, right? With a high and a lower high on your weekly candles here. So ADX hasn't crossed up yet here on the weekly, but if we do get a cross, watch out. We got a 3-day cross. So we're probably going to see some sort of bounce right here. This is a support level right now for ETH, right around this $1,600 region. All right. We'll see how this plays out this week. If we really see sellers kind of come in here and push the price down, then you know what's next for ETH, okay? And yeah, we could be looking at this $1,330 to $1,400 region here for ETH if we really get some selling pressure coming in. All right, but let's look at Balancer. I'm not sure what you're seeing with it. I know you like to chart against the Bitcoin pairings, but Bear Flag looking maybe completed on this one. This was a textbook Bear Flag setup here. Yeah, you're coming down to a support. You could get a nice bounce here. You're oversold. You could get something like this where you come back up to retest, $6 or something, and come back down and make a lower low, right? Make a new low. This asset is not in an uptrend, so we could be looking at $3 and $2 here later on after it gets out of oversold territory, and then you could be looking at kind of a structure like this where it's like a big crab pattern, all right, down to the 618. All right. So yeah, you could be getting a bounce here short term. I mean, I don't really know who's really wanting even to buy this, but technicals are saying you're oversold. So, I mean, I wouldn't be looking for a short right here. I'd be looking for maybe some sort of bounce or reaction off this low. Again, I wouldn't be looking really to do much. I would just be waiting to see how it reacts here first. If there is buyers here that come in, great. You could get this bounce back up to like that 560 to, like I said, right around that $6 range to back test this breakdown. And then I think maybe you get another leg down, because let's look at the weekly chart, right? So the weekly momentum, kind of just started curling down here, all right? And the 2-week chart hasn't even seen negative momentum yet, man. So just understand that this is not a bullish structure. Your two-week oscillator has still got plenty of room for downside here. Over the next couple days, you could see a bounce, right? We could see the whole market bounce a bit because we just took a big dump. So like reaction bouncing, at major support levels, right? Lots of orders at those levels. Okay. But I think ultimately we got this deep crab pattern set up here on this asset. We could be looking at a $2.20 balancer at some point, maybe by the end of the year or maybe in the next few months, right? This could take some time to play out, but doesn't look bullish to me. It's in a major downtrend, okay? But yeah, like I've said before, I think Bitcoin and ETH, or Bitcoin's kind of holding its ground here above this 25K region, which is strong, right? Okay, it's good that Bitcoin's doing this, but these altcoins are going to take a beating because a lot of them are securities, and there's not really clarity on that, so people are just dumping them, and that's what's going on. But pay attention to your XRP, man. I still think, like I said before, I still think this is set up. We got higher lows coming in, right? We've just been making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Even on this dump, we still held above 50 cents. And if you look left on the chart, 50 cents is a big region there for XRP. I was thinking maybe we were going to do something like this with XRP, but I don't know if this is going to happen. We'll see. It's really close to a major breakout, right? This pennant is, we're at the apex of the pennant. So that's why I took that trade versus ETH, because I think ETH might pull back, whereas XRP will hold up and maybe even outperform the market for a bit because of what's pending with the SEC and this pattern, really. But the SEC is just the SEC news, I think, is going to really make this play out. All right, let's go to the monthly chart. Stochastic's looking nice. Our ADX is still looking okay. Look at the 3-week. We got this beautiful cross up here, like momentum just swinging up here. All right. You have the hidden bullish divergence on the 3-week chart. This is a multi-month trade, guys. It's not going to happen tomorrow. And what could happen is we could get a fake breakout, or we could get rejected. Oh, the SEC wins the lawsuit and they just dump this thing back into the pattern. That could also happen. All right. But I just like the chart XRP ETH. XRP ETH looks really strong. So I took a trade on it. Good luck me. I'm in at 28.57. Hex. Broke the channel, man. Yeah, I mean, you're at a major support. I mean, this is obviously a capitulation event that happened here. So you overshot this. You overshot this level. I'm not sure what the implications of this asset are, but you're oversold on the 2-day. This is where you want to be buying things. Every single time you get into these oversold levels or regions, usually some sort of bottom, right? And you're below 20 on the stochastic RSI here. You're meeting all the criteria for a buy, okay? I don't know what else you want me to tell you. But do your own research, right? I don't know if this asset's going to hold up. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But in terms of technicals, it is at a bottoming area. We even have a pi cycle bottom letting us know that it could be some sort of bottom. All right. Last time we got a pi cycle bottom was in July here, and the asset rallied 147% after that signal. So maybe it goes up 147% from here. Okay. Maybe it goes back to 2 cents. All right. How's it going on, Crypto Clan? Yeah, it has been a crazy couple days. And I will tell you, I bought some more flow. People think I'm crazy, man. I don't know. Maybe I am crazy. But I think this is a capitulation wick down here for flow. And again, look at the RSI, dude. I mean, what do you want? I mean, this is the lowest levels on the RSI. I mean, I don't know. This thing could go lower. I don't know. I hope it doesn't, but certainly can. And well, I could be really wrong with this one, and that would suck. But I think there's a lot of brands behind this asset, and I know it's being listed and deemed as potential security. So I'm taking that risk by owning it. But I know these patterns, man. I mean, let's see if this one plays out, because if it does, it's going to play out in a big way. All right. It does not look bullish right now by any means. It's at the lowest level of RSI since the crash of 2022. So that should tell you something, man. All right. Need lower lows on price too. I think I'm averaged in around 90 cents on this asset. I bought some more on this crash. I'm officially done buying this asset for now, but hopefully it works out. Some of my other assets, I bought some Algorand too. Again, you're at the all-time lows of this asset back in March of 2020. Probably the lowest risk area to take a trade, right? I think I bought some around the 16, 15 cent region here, but it's okay. Again, lowest levels on the RSI since September of 2019 on this asset. Again, not a bullish looking chart. All right, but not a bad area for long term if you believe in this asset. So Sand I got pretty hosed on, not gonna lie to you guys. I bought around 50 cents and it got a nice rip and then just dump city. But I think long term, I think Sand is gonna be good. The thing is it could just continue down. There's really nothing stopping this thing from going back down to like 18 cents, unfortunately. I mean, really, it could actually just do a full reset. Could just go all the way down. Right? Like right down to 18 cents. Why not? This thing can really capitulate hard. Even though we've already established that we're below 25 on the 2-day. Problem is that this oscillator up here is telling me that this has still got some downside, man. All right. Anyways, do you guys want to look at some other assets? Let me know. Zcash. Sure, we'll look at IDEX. Can we look at band? Sure, we'll take a look at band. Sure. Yeah, well, you're at all-time lows, man, on Zcash. So again, you know, in theory, you know, this is a low-risk area to take a long trade, right? And your weekly RSI is now oversold. Okay. Lowest levels on the RSI seen since November of 22. So again, low-risk area to take a trade. However, you got a couple things that you need to watch out for here, and that's this stochastic. Okay, the stochastic is still saying this hasn't bottomed out just yet on the 2-day. The daily is basically telling you that it's almost there. 12 hours ticking up. All right, there you go. So you could get a bounce here. Likely that you do get a bounce here because of how oversold you are and where you're at on the levels. All right, but if you look, you actually broke this ice line, man. Man, fuck, that's all right. All-time lows is like pretty close to this wick at 18 bucks. All right. I don't know who's buying Zcash or why you even want to buy Zcash, but I get it. It's a privacy coin, and you know maybe you want to own this coin for some reason, and that's fine. But just know that the bears are in control of this asset. You got a weekly cross on May 29th, okay? Your weekly is entering in the buy zone. That's all I'm going to say. All right? So, yes, I think this is an area where you could see buyers come in to push the price, at least try to push the price back above support. We got to see some real buying happening this week, man, on this market. We really got to see it. Like this right here is a break, right? This is a clear candle breakdown of this major level of the all-time low price of Zcash. All right. Yeah, so you're going to get a back test. More than likely, you're going to see this thing push up back to $27. Question is are you going to hold $27 as support? All right, so pay attention to that. I wouldn't even take a trade on it until you know that you based out here, okay? That's me personally. I wait for some confirmation. Wait for another weekly candle close. What's the rush? You know the rest of the market looks like shit. Really, right? Like it really does look like shit. So there's no point in gambling down. I mean, yes, you're at a low risk spot, like I said, but do you really know? You don't really know. You don't really know until you start claiming this area as support and you consolidate here. And buyers are showing they're supporting that price. Hang on a second, guys. 1 second. Be right back. Kind of answer the door here. All right, tell her to say hi. So where were we? So Zcash. And then we have, you wanted to look at IDEX. Let's look at IDEX, Matic. All right, so this schematic on Maddox is playing out pretty nicely. Yeah, we almost touched the 236 fib extension here at 53 cents. I was saying we could see, something similar that we saw back here, like where it it crashed until about November. All right, last cycle. So we could see something similar happen to Matic, right? Especially they are deeming Matic as a potential security, as they are a lot of these assets, right? So Matic could be doing something similar to that. We could come back down to this low too, right? The rising wedge, back down to like 38 cents. Why not? All right, so that's Matic. We'll take a look at Band. I haven't looked at Band in a while. But you close below this major support at $1.03 with a candle body close. So you'll probably come back up to retest this break. This 106 to 116 region. See see what happens there on the retest. If I had to guess, there's no one really buying Band. But yeah, you're in a channel. And so, yeah, you don't really want to buy an asset that's in a channel until it breaks out of the channel. And your weekly RSI sitting at 35. You are below 20 on the weekly. So, definitely getting into that zone where you might want to accumulate something like this. But again, I mean, this asset is going to be deemed as a security. You broke this 1618 fib extension. I mean, why wouldn't we be able to see 57 cents or even lower, 36 cents potentially, right? With the market coming down. Right, you could see this 1272. The 1272, I mean, this would be pretty awful, but I mean, I would be looking for the 886. I would be looking for the 886 on Band, all right? That would be 36 cents or something. What else? IDEX, right? We're going to look at that. All right, so IDEX still holding in this channel here that I drew, I guess, a couple days or the other day. You asked about it, integrity, I think. So yeah, holding in the channel for now. If you break this channel and this major cluster of support, there's lots of, said supports here on this asset. You got one bottom here, a wick here, a bottom here. You can see this area right here is there was a lot of buying pressure in this zone. All right, this zone right here. So you're holding above that. As long as you hold above that, and if there's really a demand for this IDEX coin, then maybe we could see it push back up to 7 cents or something. If these lows hold, for sure. Tough to do that if the whole market's kind of getting pushed down, right? So the 2 days not oversold yet. It's close. It's close. All right. We'll take a look at XLM. Yeah, sure. So your weekly right now is bearish. All right, directional is telling us more downside possible, and your weekly stochastic is telling you it's still pointing down. Right, so we could still see some more downside on XLM. You're at a major level here, though. I would say you're at a major channel. You might have you've actually looks like you broke it, or you're on the verge of breaking it. All right. Yeah, you're sitting right on it. Okay, so if you do get closures this week that kind of breach this region, this demand region, this like 7.3 cent region, you're going to probably test 6.4 cents. And that's a major level for XLM, right? Because this area right here was, there's a big gap in this chart, but this was a pump, obviously. So yeah, something to look out for here on XLM. You know, in between some Fibonacci levels here. 7-cent region looks like a big level, right, on the weekly here. So watch for this level, okay? Watch for the 7-cent region. If that holds us support, then we can kind of maybe venture to guess that we double bottom or something, all right? And we can try to get ourselves out of here. But as stated before, I mean, if the total market cap kind of breaks this $1 trillion region, you know, we got some levels that we could come back to, right? This $900 billion region, and then we pretty much give all these gains back, right? And the monthly stochastics look okay. Weekly starting to go into the zone. We still have some room for downside on the weekly chart. 2-week, man, the 2-week chart has lots of room for downside. This is kind of alarming, right? So last time we had the 2-week crosses, it was a top in April of 2021. So that was signaling this top here, right? That this was actually the top of the market, and then we double topped. But I mean, different dynamic happening here with the RSI. But I mean, look, you're getting a 2-week bearish cross. So it's something to really watch out for. This could be telling us we could be seeing a lot more downside in the market. So we'll see how the price action goes. I mean, the 2-week can stay, you know, up here for a while, but you know, and what sucks is that the 2-week oscillator is all the way up there, but your RSI is neutral or 48. All right, but that's not necessarily a good thing. Monthly looks okay. Well, the monthly still looks okay. This is starting to creep back up here, this monthly bearish indicator, right? So just kind of keep your eyes peeled. The 3-week is crossing up now. All right, so, and the 3-week oscillator is about to cross down too. All right. So this is actually telling us to get out of the market. Truthfully, that's what it's saying to do. And a reversal ray, the 382 fib extension, very weak for a falling wedge, but you know, we get that reversal anywhere between the 382 and the 618, right? So this is saying get out of the market. The oscillators are anyway. Let's take a look at the dollar index. So Tether, I think, putting in a weekly long. Yep. So 8.77 looks like an area we're going to go test, guys. All right. That's the June lows, or the June highs, I should say. And the supply zone up here at 9.5, that's right around that level where Bitcoin hit 15K. Looks pretty meek. And yeah, I mean, the 2-week oscillator is just ticking up right now. So like when we were back up here, right, it was pretty clear that we were going to see maybe Tether break down because the oscillator was up here. And on the weekly, same thing. So when the oscillator got up here, which on the weekly right now we are entering this area, right? But we haven't shown any signs of weakness yet, so this hasn't crossed down yet. The 4 and 5 day look like they might be starting to do that, right? So yeah, I mean, just pay attention. It could stay overbought for some time. That's the problem. And yeah, the CPI data this week could send the markets even lower, right? With this type of momentum going on. So we'll see. We are oversold on some time scales, right? It's a 2-day chart. Bitcoin's not oversold. Bitcoin can get slammed if they want to slam it here. This is where they're going to do it. But we'll see. It's holding this 25.7K region right now. Oh yeah, I mean maybe we get a test of the top of the trend line here around 27K, and maybe we don't get a breakout. We just get a rejection, and then it comes back down or something. It's gonna be tough for this market to actually rally right now, right? Until we get clarity on some things on some of these assets, and I don't think there's going to be anything for a few months in this market, unfortunately. But yeah, for now, holding 25K. Anything else you guys want to look at? Oh, KuCoin was asked about. It's not looking very good, buddy. Weekly just broke a support with a candle body close. Like I said, you can get these retests or these back tests. You might get a retest of that 640 region. In fact, you probably should see that, right? Especially with you're being oversold on these shorter time scales, like these 2-day charts, right? All these things are really oversold. So, bounces here and back tests of these breakdowns are likely to happen. Total 2. I mean, dude. Nothing looks good right now in the crypto market. Sure, we can take a look at those, Davis. So total 2. I easily think we can come down to this, $487 billion region. Right, just middle of the range. This green line right here represents a moving average. You might touch and test that on the weekly, right? That would make some sense. I mean, that would still actually be a higher low, which would be a good thing to see. But we weren't able to produce a higher high. So, very bearish looking structure. Looks like bear flag type of stuff, which is kind of how it's drawn out. Your weekly ADX is bearish, right? Just coming into bearish control zone now, right around 40. And a retest of this 500 billion to maybe even come down and touch the lows, 450, 440 next couple weeks with all this shenanigans going on. And the 2-week, you can see the oscillator up here is in the sell zone. Next couple weeks are going to be pretty brutal, I think, especially if this starts to really pick up the selling pressure. Let's take a look at it. The 2 and 3 week momentum are pointing down here on total 2 market, right? And this looking like it's setting up for some pretty nasty bearish divergence here on the 3-week chart, and the 2-week chart also showing the same with the bear div. right? And then the weekly just starting to roll over now. So you get what's coming, dude. There's some downside coming in the market, all right? More downside coming. All right, so that DXY, I thought I looked at the DXY earlier, but maybe not. All right, so the DXY still ticking up here on your weekly. You got a bullish cross here back in May, right? But it's not too strong just yet, right? It's not like it's completely pulling away from the bears, right? We're going to go to like a monthly and see what's happening there. So the monthly is trending down still on the monthly chart. The 3-week chart, bulls are still in control of the dollar, right? I'm inclined to believe that the dollar is still going to go up here a bit. All right. And yeah, it held this low. We rallied out of this low. It hasn't made a higher high than this high. All right. But if the dollar does go up, it is going to go test this 105 region. And if it breaks 105, man, all markets are probably going to crash or dump some more. So this is a big level. This 105 region is a pretty big level. So set your alerts there. And this is the parabola retest area, this 108 level. All right, so I broke this major kind of parabola structure. So yeah, it does look like the dollar is going to continue higher. You can see how the RSI got a bounce here at 52 on the daily. And the stochastics on the daily are almost in the buy zone. But the RSI is telling us that, hey, this is probably going to reset here. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. I think the dollar is probably going to move up, unfortunately, which doesn't bode well for risk assets like Bitcoin. All right, oil and gold. We'll take a look at. Oil kind of looking bearish, right? The bears are in control of the asset. I mean, it looks like it's just kind of consolidating on the weekly there. And the monthly, yeah, the bears took control of the asset on the monthly chart. So probably more downside for oil. We're looking at probably that $60 region eventually, if buyers don't step in, which they may not. Like, we're getting a clear rejection here. And the RSI is just kind of consolidating, like teetering between 40 and 45. No real clear direction here. All right, so yeah, oil doesn't look really conducive at all. Doesn't really, and there's no real edge on this chart, really. It actually just crossed down on the weekly here. So maybe we got some bear div. And it's just, I don't know. I wouldn't trade it anyway. Anyways, that's oil for you. I think we see some more downside on oil as I've drawn. I think close to that $60 range or something. Gold, XAU. Yep. Algo is at all-time lows. Yep. Gold pulled back from the all-time highs here. I think it wicked and made a new all-time high, like barely. But yeah, weekly RSI still sitting bullish, and we did get a bearish cross, and MACD and stochastics are still pulling down, but bulls are still in control of gold, right? You can see that the green line's on top. Bulls are still in control of gold. Daily chart. Stokes ticked back up. The daily price action for gold is still to the downside right now until we get a bullish cross, right? The 2-day chart, we're in the buy zone on the 2-day. The 2-day, the bulls are still in control. So your 2-day, your weekly, and your monthly are still controlled by the bulls. All right. So I think we do see some upside eventually here. We might see some more consolidation here on the daily or 2-day charts along this support line, and before we build up the momentum and the energy to push higher. All right, Rad. What, Rite Aid, dude? Is that what you want, Crypto Pants, or you're talking about the crypto? Paramount Global. So sitting in between a level. All right, we'll take a look at it in a second. Sure. See where you're going with it, man. I know you want to see a wedge pattern here, but I don't really know that it is just yet a wedge. But let's see what happens on a retest of this weekly resistance, okay? It rejected it for now. But this week we could see maybe this pop back up here and hold in and then maybe break it. Like maybe, you know, watch for that break. Again, you're in the middle of a level right now. All right. Your weekly oscillators are yeah, I mean you're in technically the buy zone. I mean, I would say below 45 on the weekly RSIs is in the zone to buy, right? So your weekly stochastics haven't told you just yet that they crossed up. When they do, your two day is looking pretty good for a cross up here. All right, so yeah, you could get this push up to that $20 region if there's enough buying support for this asset, right? So yeah, pay attention to that. We'll look at Rad now. Back down to its range lows with the rest of the crypto market. Major support level. Sprung off of it a few times. But this doesn't look too good. Right, your weekly stochastics kind of pointing down here. And things, I mean, it's tough to be bullish in this market right now with what's going on. So yeah, just, I mean, you could, if you like this asset, I mean, you are at a major support level, all right? But it's telling me that we could see maybe more downside. And yeah, I mean, you could be looking eventually at a really nasty target, man. Like, could be looking at 58 cents. Once you break this low, there's nothing here. All right, so just pay attention. And that volume on that selling was pretty high. Well, they're selling this asset for something. Dollars. Anyways, I could be wrong. We could be bouncing off this low. Maybe take a shot if you want to take a shot. I'm personally going to just stay out of this market for now. Or just sit silent anyway. I have my spot positions and that's it. We'll look at NVIDIA and natural gas. Overbought, sitting at 82 on the RSI with stochastics about to come down. So after a major breakout like this, I mean, why wouldn't you see a retest, right? Why wouldn't you see a move back down to the 320 range or even lower? Maybe you go back down to 252 eventually before you get bids again, right? Like, look what it did. I mean, this was a big accumulation structure, right? It took a while for this thing to do this. So, you know, after you get a big move up like this, you know, you're gonna get a move down. Like, it's gravity. That's what happens. It's not gonna just keep going straight up. I mean, we'll look at the weekly chart here. The weekly is very extended, man. Like 90 on the RSI got to. Maybe we get one more push to hit that fib because we didn't hit the Fibonacci level. And that would make some sense to trap more longs, right? But yeah, this is very extended. I wouldn't be looking to buy this thing right now. That's for sure. If you're in it, take some profit. Shorting stuff is difficult, but if you want to, you know, short it, it's probably not a bad area to look to do it. But you're in price discovery, so it is kind of bad to short. But taking profits are always good. All right, so we'll look at flow ADA. What else did we miss here? Oh, yeah, well, we looked at. I think we looked at flow, but we can look at it again. I don't mind looking at it again. It is definitely a travesty, but we'll look at it. Whoa. Is it really at 46 cents right now? It is at 49 cents right now. But yeah, this is what I had drawn out for flow. The 1618 at around 38 cents. Weekly is oversold again, right? 25 on the RSI. Lowest levels of RSI we've seen since, well, ever. Lowest RSI level ever for flow. What's going on, Shane? Yeah, hands up. All right, that's flow. ADA, we'll take a look at that. Broke the bear flag, right? There it is. I even had this drawn out. I just broke it. And so, yeah, almost a 100% retracement on that. And I think the move is done for now. And we might see like a back test or a retest of this breakdown. You know, you might just get a that retest, right, for this asset. Yeah, oversold on the 2-day. I haven't been to this oversold since the low here in December. All right. But thing is that 2-day oscillator is still kind of ticking down. And if we go to the weekly's still ticking down, and you're just getting a bearish cross here on the weekly. None of this looks good on the chart right now. None of this looks good. Monthly started to tick its head up here, right? I mean, the monthly doesn't look as bad as the 2-day or the weekly right now, but that is a nasty candle, man. Yes, this. I mean, if this ends up holding, this would end up being a monthly double bottom, which we have 3 more weeks to hold this area. And if this area holds, sure. But for now, no holding. We haven't held this area. We got a little bit of wick in here, but we'll see how this goes, guys. We are oversold on 2-day charts. So I do suspect some sort of bounce on a lot of these assets. Like I said before, I am suspecting a big bounce. All right. All right. Neo. you guys are liking the content here, I know it's grim and it's bad, but make sure you guys leave a like and comment, subscribe to the channel. Most of you guys have been with us for some time, so I appreciate all you guys' support. But if you aren't subscribed to what we do here at STP, make sure you guys go ahead to the website, swingtradepros.com. Check out these stock options and crypto alerts if you want to follow our trades. I have been sitting on my hands here for a couple days during this dump. I just like to not lead you guys into slaughter. So I'd rather give no trade. If I don't see anything good on the chart, not really in the camp of shorting stuff right now, but there was lots of shorts to be had. Thank you so much, Rod. Appreciate that, man. What about Colt and Pepe? We can take a look at it, man. Let me finish Neo here. Somebody requested it. Let me take a look at it. We're going by the wicks on Neo. We have the wicks to go by, so let's do it. All right, so Neo breaking this low for any sort of validation or, inverse head and shoulders type of structure that it was trying to form is now, I would say, now has failed, right? You could see that it was maybe trying to, form this type of structure here, and it basically just made a lower high and then dumped right through it. Now invalid. I don't really see why this doesn't come back down to 640, these lows, unless there's really a demand for an asset like Neo, which there hasn't been. I will say the weekly stochastics are starting to come into this buy zone here, which is interesting. Last time we were in this zone was in November, and that happened to be around this area here on the 626 region, with the RSI showing us some bullish divergence, the low and the higher low, right? And that catalyzed a pretty big move up for the asset. The weekly is not showing us that at all right now. It is actually telling us that we're heading lower on the price on the weekly chart. 2-day chart probably oversold, just like the rest of these assets. And yeah, this could be a local potential bottom for some of these assets for a back test or a retest from their breakdowns, right? So really, we want to see these assets when they back test. If they back test and can get back above those levels and hold them as support, then we can call this a fake break. But right now, it's a real breakdown, and we're going to see retests, and we're most likely going to see them come down further. All right, because, well, the markets don't really look too good right now. We'll look at NIO, sure. But short term, I think Neo gets that retest, okay? NIO, man. Oh, it tried to break out on Friday, right, with its earnings. And they had bad earnings or something. Oh, yeah, surprise bad earnings. Wrecked. But yeah, it still looks good, man. I mean, your 2 days about to go cross bullish here. Your weekly chart is coiling to the upside. You can see the bulls are about to make a move here. I think this asset's going to do well in the preceding months, right? Hang on just a second, guys. I'm just going to go grab a little bit more water. I want to stay on here with you guys and continue the stream. We'll look at some more assets. Maybe we'll take a look at some equities. And if you guys have other assets you guys want to look at, definitely leave them in the chat. I'll be right back for just 1 second. All right. Yeah, so NIO not looking too bad. Just coiling up here on the weekly. What kind of earnings we have this week coming up? Anything good? Let's see. And I'm going to stay out a bit longer tonight. If you guys could share the stream with somebody you know that might benefit from it. And hit the like button, guys. Smash up the like button. Let's go. Streaming in the massacre. Who's doing that? Rod, we'll take a look at Colt and Pepe as well. Give me a second. You like the commercial? Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, so this is my list I had for stocks to buy. All right, I actually bought some of this on Friday. This Arcit Quantum. They're a quantum computing cybersecurity company. I mean, just look where they are at down here. It's just the 2-week is wrecked city. The weekly is about to cross up. I think some good value on this asset. I don't know if they're profitable, but with a penny stock play like this, we could probably make some good money, especially if this was the low, and this could go to the trend line, right? So up to almost that $4 area. That's if we don't get a breakout, right? I can just trade it to the trend line, and if it breaks out, I can rebuy it. But yeah, the monthly looks great on this too. Right below 45 on the monthly RSI. The 3-week also, looking like it's rounding out down here. Right, nice rounding action. The bulls kind of take control again. Just one play I'm in right now. QUBT was another one I was liking and looking at. If you guys look at the 3-week chart here, this looks interesting. This is another quantum computing type of cybersecurity company. I think there's a lot of room for growth in cybersecurity right now, especially with crypto and especially with an election coming. There's going to be lots of things transpiring politically that I think that these companies are going to be getting work. And this asset, came up to the 618, pulled all the way back down here, man. And this looks pretty good. Right? You're coming up against this trend line right here on the weekly chart. This is a 3-week chart. You got a nice little wedge setup potentially here. 1, 2, 3 lows on the RSI. Some nice accumulation being shown, right? Monthly also in that wedge type of structure. Weekly already telling us, man, we could potentially see some major upside. All right, you can see that the parabola curve here. Beautiful respect on the RSI. That looks great, man. That looks wonderful. Look at the volume signatures coming in down here, right? Big volume signatures down here on this penny stock. Guys, I'm just looking at an asset that could potentially we can do well with, right? Like, I started diversifying into equities because crypto is going to take a hit for a bit. But I think eventually crypto is going to come back, and we're going to see some major movements in the crypto market. We just have to really be patient, guys. That's the whole key here, is just to be patient. And unfortunately, if you guys are in it for quick gains, then maybe swing trading isn't for you, right? Everyone's like, oh, well, you can make 1% a day and blah, 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 blah. You can if you know what you're doing and you really want to sit there and manage your risk on leverage trading. For me, I'm fine with, swing trading, buying at major Fibonacci levels, buying when the weekly stochastics are pointing up, when the RSI is below 45. All my rules. You guys know all my rules, right? And that's really what I'm here to do, guys. I really want to help you guys learn what I'm doing. Not every single trade that I take is making money, right? Flow, I'm wrecked on. I'm down 40% on it, right? But long term, I think I will be making lots of money on that, hopefully. There's some trades that I'm in right now that they're doing really well, like GameStop. GameStop got effed on its breakout the other day with earnings, but we got an entry at $19, and it ripped up to $26. That's a 40% move, guys. Right? We had a chance to take profit that day. I personally didn't because I'm trading the monthly chart. Right? Here are some of the stocks that I'm in right now, and Flap, you're on here, right? Go ahead and tell these folks what we do here, right? What are the 3 rules? Honestly, I don't want to give everything away for free. Okay, I do, charge for my services, but I don't think I charge a lot. And I think if you guys are new and you want to learn, that I'm here to teach you guys, right? I come on the streams here to just kind of look at charts and give you guys some inklings, and do definitely give you guys some free value. I'm here longer than an hour tonight, so I just want to be here, and we're going through a tough time. So, sometimes it's good to go through this stuff and kind of reiterate the same things over and over again for practice, right? I appreciate that, Flap. And I think let's just show the Discord, right? Like, I have nothing to hide here. I have nothing to hide here at all. Rod, I think you're a new guy. I don't know who you are, but join the Discord, man. It's in the link in the description. I'll also post it here. Right. Make sure you join the Discord and join the community. I'm not telling you to buy anything or do anything you don't want to be doing, but right. So I'm showing my profits here, and here's Flap. Okay, the guy Flap on here right now. He said he more than paid for his membership after a couple weeks. Right. We got 8x8, 32%. Peloton up 13%. I didn't give him that AI stock. Oh, maybe I did give some TA on it, right? 70%. DNA. That was your own pick, buddy. Following wedge setup. Nice trade. Oh, you have been. Okay, nice, man. Well, I've never really seen you on the stream, so I figured you were new. Tough for me to know that. I'm going to change the song here. It's been repeating the same song for like the past hour. Although I do like the song, but let's change it up a little bit. All right, so QBUT, I haven't bought this one yet, but you're sitting at a major weekly level here. Looks pretty good, right? Look at those volume signatures coming in. This is a $93 million cap, so it's basically a shit coin, right? But hey, man, maybe it just trades back up to the 618. That's the top of the wedge. Who knows? But yeah, maybe we strategize an entry for this one. This looks pretty good. So these are my active stocks that I'm in. GME, right? We gave GME at $19 on that third higher low. I'll show you guys where we made that entry and why we called it out. But yeah, we took an entry right here. Thanks so much, Crypto Clan. I appreciate that. But yeah, we definitely broke structure here. On this earnings call, we dumped right back into the pattern, unfortunately. But what's interesting is this dip got bought, man. This dip got bought. And we still have a gap to fill up here on $24. We'll see if we can close back above 24. If we close back above $24, that is super, super, super strong. All right, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see that. I mean, we can clearly see right now that this, well, kind of some mixed things happening here. The daily cross back up. The 2-day looks like it's going to cross bearish. The 3-day looks like it's going to cross bearish. 4-day also looks like it's going to cross bearish. The weekly crossed bearish, technically. All right. But that's because of this price action. But yeah, this does look like a potential M shape right now. If this is an M shape, then we are effed. And we're going back down to like $14. So yeah, I have a mental stop of my entry, which is like right around this 1950 region. And if we get there, well, we stop out. That's the end of the trade. But I was trading this on the monthly time scale when I took the trade, and the monthly stochastics are just now ticking up, which to me means a buy signal, not a sell signal. It's a buy signal. Momentum is swinging to the upside. And, your MACD is about to cross up. All of it looks good. The RSI is down here at 45. Again, all of it's setting up here on the monthly chart. And that's why I'm kind of trying to ignore the shorter term price action. But it would have been good to see this breakout, really. That would have been good. But I didn't do it. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. If it can get back above this this $24 region, then we can kind of cancel out this fake breakout. That's what this was. It was basically a fake breakout. They're like, not so fast, GameStop. SoFi, we got a nice entry at like $4.90 down here. This is like almost perfect. We waited for this higher low. Boom, got in. And yeah, bottoming type of structure, double bottom, right? And yeah, I think maybe cup and handle type of thing, right? Happening here for this asset. But yeah, 2-day overbought. We should probably look to scale out some of this to re-enter. Weekly is not overbought though, so we have some room on the weekly chart. And you can see this beautiful cross here that we got. This is super, super strong, guys. Look at how strong that cross was, right? And this is what I was looking at. This is why I took the trade. There was like no selling pressure here. Weekly bull Dave on the MACD, all written all over the chart with the stochastics crossing up. RSI was down here at 40. Beautiful entry. So we're up almost 100% on that trade, okay? NVAX is another one. This one's not really performing too well just yet. I say just yet because look at the 2-week chart and the squeeze that it's in, and look where the RSI is, man. I mean, last time we were at these basement levels, this was the bottom for this asset before it went on a major, major run, okay, to like $400, all right? Just saying. This one's going to require lots of patience. Like, this probably won't play out for another year. GFAI is another one that hasn't run yet that I think is going to run in a big way. I mean, some people might say this is a bearish pennant. It is actually a bearish pennant down here. But you're at a low risk area, right? I took a trade down here at the bottom of the triangle around 550. Yeah, this doesn't look very good. The daily stochastics coming down doesn't bode well usually. But your 2 days pointing up. So like the 2 days pointing up, the 3 days about to go up, the 4 days about to go up. Like the longer time scales are starting to reset. We might get one more day of, maybe another day or two of downside price action. You might even get a quick wick down to retest this 475 region, which by the way is what this stock should be priced at because of their public offering split, right? 465 a share. So like the closer we get to that price, the closer you're getting to the actual value of the company. So even if you're buying here at 5 and change, like there's going to be speculation, right? There's going to be price action to the upside, which is what I'm speculating. But we came all the way back down to these lows. It's not like we're buying the top. We can strategize our stop. Our stop is really the low, 470, right? The volume's receding. This is an AI stock. Hasn't done anything yet. Just saying. Volume's receding. And the 3-day chart is where what I was looking at, okay? Or maybe it was the 2-day. I forget. Maybe it was the 2-day. It was the 2-day with the triple hidden bull div. Right? 1, 2, 3. And this low is a lower low on price than this low with a lower level on the MACD. So we have 3 drives of hidden bullish divergence there, which could slingshot this thing up, which is why I took this trade. and why I think that this is probably a good area to take some sort of trade. Right, and we're more than halfway below the 236 fib extension. We're more closer to this support down here. Right, we're closer to the demand zone than we are the supply zone up here at 18 bucks. 18 bucks supply zone. That's a 3x. Right? And we are in some snap calls right now. I'm not really too happy about this price action, but I have some time on it. I have till like July. And the reason why I took the trade again has a lot to do with the stochastic crossing up, the weekly crossing up bullishly here. And you're in this big squeeze, right? You're in this big squeeze. So all it's going to take is just some news catalyst to drive this up. And I'm thinking maybe some sort of AI stuff with Snapchat. PayPal was another one that I took a trade on. Again, really wrecked. Falling wedge, broke the wedge, maybe trying to dip the dip before the rip. This is very common after a wedge breakdown. And the trade for this one was to around that $70 region. We'll see if I can hit that. I have some options that expire the 23rd. So I have all week this week and all of next week to make good on that trade. And that's really it for the trades that I'm in. I took this ARC trade, swing trade that I'm in. I think I entered around $1.65. I'm not really too worried about it. All right. You guys have any other stocks you guys want to look at? I'm actually more interested in looking at some equities right now than I am crypto. I have a whole list of things to buy here. BBAI. Whoa. That was a big wedge trade, man. Holy shit. Must have charted this a while ago. I mean, you probably brought this up or something. Clean Spark, we'll take a look at it. Never heard of it. This looks interesting, Flap, right? You're at a 2-day RSI potential break here. Your stochastics are in the zone to buy. You didn't tick up just yet, okay? So you could consolidate here for a minute. Yeah, I mean, there's not really any other type of pattern on this that I would say. But yeah, you're holding this fib level pretty good, right? That's a major support, that $2 area. I would say this is probably not a bad place to strategize along. And you can set your stop like, that $1.50 region. Like if you start breaking down or maybe you can layer some more buys in down here. This was a massive wedge break though, man. Yeah, holy shit. But yeah, watch for that trend line break, man. This looks interesting. I'm going to add this one to my list. Cool. EVGO. Let's take a look at it. Woo! Nasty breakdown there, man. This doesn't look good either, dude. Like, right? Like your momentum oscillator is topped out and looks like it's going to roll over again after losing 11% of its value. It's probably going to make new lows, man. This looks pretty awful. But I wouldn't have bought this stock anyway. It's in a downsloping channel, and you never broke the channel. Why buy it? Yeah, I wouldn't touch this stock, even though it's oversold or whatever. So many better trading opportunities out there. Clean Spark is a Bitcoin miner. All right. Like I already looked at this thing, and wow, it did exactly what I had plotted. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, A and C are probably your targets if this is a legit harmonic structure, which is anywhere from 20 to 30-ish dollars. Yeah, I already had it charted, man. Look at the volume. You see the volume signatures coming in here at the bottom. Yeah, it looks good, man. This actually looks pretty good. Monthly stochastics pointing up. I would say when your monthly stochastics get overbought is when you want to get out of the trade, right? Long term. That's the way I'd play this one if you're in it already. At the lows. Somebody told me I should be buying this stock. Anybody know anything about RVLV? No worries, Power Shirt. Yeah, no worries, bro. I was just looking at it. This one probably comes down to 786 or 886. Not going to buy this right now. Zoom was interesting, though. I liked Zoom. Zoom with the bottoming RSI triangle down here. Not really catching bids though, man. That's the thing. Nobody's really buying this shit. Like it tried to break out and failed, and I don't know. But yeah, lots of upside potential if it does break out. Upstart might have been my best trade of the year. Did you guys take this trade or see this trade? If you guys are part of the alert service, let's see some ones in the chat. I think I called it firm out and lemonade out too. Lemonade was a big wedge, dude. Yeah. This had some great divergence on it, this asset. Big falling wedge set up here too. This is a REIT for the marijuana industry, I think. Yeah, this has some room to run, I think. Zscaler with the breakout. last week, right? OcuGen looked interesting down here. You guys remember this shit stock? This thing is wrecked city, man. This thing is so wrecked, dude. Gap down too, wow. But yeah, I mean, this is... Maybe you go fill this 32-cent gap down here and you just run. That's the 886. And look at the volume, how it's completely receding, man. And this thing has earnings in August. Yeah, I think that's when you break out of this wedge down here, right? That consolidate here for a bit, maybe like do a bunch of nothing burger and then just break out and just boom, like 100% candle out of here. Like, I think that's totally plausible, especially down here and how wrecked it is on the weekly chart. Like, you probably do something like this and then, you know, you hold this level and then you get one more flush maybe to fill the gap and then just boom, just break out of here. Something like that. SPY, we can take a look at it. And we had a pretty big week last week. Nice candle close. I wouldn't say this is a bear flag by any means. If anything, I would say this is an ascending triangle breakout. All right, you can see we broke that level. We broke above the 618 fib extension. We're probably going to run to the 786, maybe the 886. And yeah, then it could get ugly. You know, it could just maybe, you know, top out or at one of these areas, maybe the all-time high we top out at, and, you know, dump after that. So I think we got a little bit more room left in this run. Right, the monthly stochastics look good. Monthly RSI has lots of room. I don't think so, and the reason why I say that is because this structure, when we broke out of it, was more of like a descending broadening formation. It was a descending broadening formation, and usually the structure, the descending broadening formation, break to the upside, I think like 70% of the time. And they break to the top of the structure. So we could, like I said, we could make a double top, and that could be fucking ugly. And then we double top, and who the fuck knows what happens after that. Then we make some stupid, sick, fucking crazy bearish pattern like that. And then we're really looking at a big crash coming if that happens. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Not before an election like that. We might get a pullback. We might get a correction. But, yeah, I mean, we're about to get a monthly MACD cross up here. I think we still got some room to run. Right, we're still bullish on the MACD, too. It's not like the market's bearish in bearish control zone or something. So yeah, we'll see how this month closes on the S&P. Nasdaq is obviously looking pretty good. We already got this bullish cross on the Nasdaq. Right, this is telling us more upside on the week, on the monthly, and also for the S&P, we got the monthly cross bullish. All right, that's all you need to know. Is the market going to be going up for the next months? It says yes. Right, we just got that cross in May too. It's a pretty big indicator, pretty big cross. We just need to watch this DXY, man. for Bitcoin's sake anyway. Bitcoin's holding the 26K region right now. I don't know. Like I said, I think we're going to see some bouncing happening in this market after this crash, especially on assets that are really wrecked. But yeah, the weekly and the 2-week chart don't look so great for crypto right now. Lena going on a tear. Yeah. I mean, look at the RSI on Lena on the monthly. It's at 14. I mean, I did say to watch out for it. The other day, I think I said to watch out for it. Yeah, that got a full reset. This thing is bullish. This thing is hyper bullish, right? Low, higher high, higher low, higher, same high, higher low, same high, same low, big room, big push up, higher high, now a higher low. And we're getting lots of price action right at this level. This asset looks pretty good, man. Pretty bullish. Yeah, I mean, look at the weekly. We got cross up in the weekly here back in January on this thing, just trending up. This asset's actually doing really well. No idea what it does, but definitely outperforming the rest of the crypto market. Anything else you guys want to look at here before I jump? We spent an extra 32 minutes tonight. Appreciate all you guys staying tuned in and hanging out with me here on the stream. Hopefully you guys are learning stuff and, you know, appreciating the content here. And if you have any comments or feedback, please leave them in the comments section about what I'm charting, what I'm doing. And I'm also trying to learn, man, this Oki thing got wrecked, huh? It sucks. This one's for you, Toe. Spliffs, what's up, dude? Anything else you guys want to look at? Crypto or stocks or Forex or something? I don't know. Anything. ONDS. See the divergence. I see you, bro. I see you. Momentum shifting structure. I see it on the RSI. So this was a big triangle, right? That broke down. %388. I don't even think that's possible to go down that much, but so 80% drop projected. Done. Did the whole move. So yeah, why not eventually go back and back test the triangle breakdown at $4, man? Right, momentum shifting on the bottom there on the weekly chart on the RSI. I know nothing about this asset, but this is like TA Tetris, bro. Get the 80% move down of the whole pattern, bottom out, momentum shifts, you get a retracement, up to the 50% retracement. Simple as that. Downsloping channel, you break the channel, you go back into an uptrend, right? Watch for the break. Solo we just looked at, didn't look too hot. Can, we'll take a look at Can, then we'll look at the cycle repaint chart. This one looks like it's back in the basement. Right at 100% retracement level. Weekly stochastics, you know, kind of got that reset. Again, this does look like a big triangle, man. See that? Definitely don't want to see this break down, buddy. Right at the ice line, you caught some bids. That's good. But man, that is something to watch. I hope this wedge pattern plays out, man. Because right now, the Bears are in control. This could be where you get a reversal, though, right? You would like to see this reverse right here, man. And maybe the higher low on the RSI is telling you that this could be the bottom. See if bids come in, man. This is really big level. You break this level, it's free fall, man. Nothing below it. Something to watch. I might even put this on my watch list. This is at a pretty big demand area here, so you might just kick this one to the can, man. Anyways, what else you guys got? This stock looks interesting here. Anyone know anything about this KD holding stock? Nice little flag pattern here. This looks like maybe a cup and handle. Coinbase, C3 AI, sure. What's the ticker for C3? In the meantime, look at Coinbase. It's just AI. So Coinbase holding the low. So the argument for inverse head and shoulders pattern is still alive. Still alive. As long as you don't break that low. Got a nice bounce right off that 38 level, rejecting bearish territory. Right? Got that divergence. Right? Higher low on the RSI with a lower low or the same low on price, right? What a candle I put in right there. It did just come up to gap fill though, and that doesn't look good. That looks like a fucking hanging man type of candle. Yeah, I don't know, man. 2-day oscillator not looking good, coming back down. Yeah, I don't know. Teetering, right? Still bears are in control. Once we get a cross back up, we'll talk then. Weekly looks good. Shorter time scale says we can come down some more. I think maybe we just consolidate for a bit. I don't know. Bitcoin just consolidates, I think, and we're probably, like I said, we're probably not going to see anything major happen until we get some resolve with XRP and some of these other cryptos. All right, so we'll just look at AI. Butting up against the trend line again. When you break that, you're going straight to $54, man. Not really anything there. Right, not a big order block to break. This thing is hyper bullish. Weekly just crossing up. Right, the inverse head and shoulders. He did have to move though, so there's that. If you don't break above $43, then could be looking at a retest of the 2362 extension eventually, if this pattern doesn't play out. Monthly has lots of room to run. Like the monthly RSI is at 40. The weekly RSI still bullish, 67. You got overbought, King. You got a nice reset, right? Pulled back, made a higher low. Still looks strong to me. But yeah, we want to break above this trend line and just watch. Watch this trend line right here. You start breaking that trend line, man, you know what happens, right? Something like this. But just pay attention to that trend line. That's all I gotta watch. You're in the trade anyway. All right. I think that's it for me. Appreciate all you guys staying tuned in. We got 11 on the stream right now. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned in. PGNY. Oh, yeah, that was that penny stock I gave, right? Let's see. I think this was a 10-bagger, man. Oof. I don't know. This stock, PGNY. Oh yeah, definitely watch this. Definitely watch this candle right here. This is not a good candle. This is usually a rejection candle. All right. Yeah, it doesn't look very good. This is your 2-day chart. So yeah, I mean, you're looking kind of toppy-ish on the RSI. Not on the RSI, but yeah, on the RSI, I guess. I'd look to take some profit, man. You're overbought. Yes, your weekly still looks good, but you could come all the way back down to like $35, get a reset on the 2-day, 3-day, and then rip up till maybe like $50 eventually. Yeah, that 2-day candle is a reversal candle. I'm forgetting the name of the candle right now. An inverted hammer like that. These usually occur towards tops of patterns, so you know you might want to consider taking some profit. All right, anything else before I run, gents? All right, you guys have a great night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.